Hello again. It's a bit late because partially I forgot, but also because ever since my mom retired, it's been it's been pretty difficult to get these recorded on the proper days. Her sleep schedule's just as fucking awful as mine is, especially since she doesn't have any obligations. So, um, anywho, my goals. They're not going super well, um, but uh, I recently started actually doing the sleep schedule thing, which, since it's not quite 10 yet, I'm not going to bed yet. But the way I've decided to do it is that when I go to sleep and wake up, they're both on the same day. So when I wake up at 7, that counts as half of it. And then when I go to sleep at 10, that counts as the other half of it. It just makes it easier for me to track instead of having it be the night before. So as long as I'm capable of keeping that up, then that's fine. I'd still like to do on Saturdays and Fridays, where for Fridays I wake up at 7, Saturdays I go to, or Sundays, not Saturdays. Sundays I go to sleep at 10 because it may be the end of the week, but I still have shit to do on Friday because it's still a weekday, and uh, it may be it may be still the weekend technically, but I am gonna be waking up on Monday, so going to bed at 10 is just going to be a lot more convenient. Although this time I'm actually going to be trying to wake up at 6 because I got to do my laundry, which will be the first time I'm actually um, choosing to go with the wake up method instead of staying up all night. If it doesn't work, then I'll try it a couple more times until it, I have no other choice than to just stay up all fucking night and then get it done. But I want to at least attempt incorporating my sleep schedule into into actually doing some of my chores instead of just wanting to have healthier sleep. Um, for the workout stuff, I just haven't been doing it. Unfortunately, I haven't planted those seeds yet, so nothing has had the time to grow. At least with sleeping, I have planted the seeds so far, so they are they are starting to bear some fruit at least. Um, for my porn goal, um, I'm noticing, at least with how it's going right now, I'm very on and off. I spend maybe one day doing it and then maybe 2 days not doing it without even realizing it. It's oh, I gotta fill up the dog's water. Um, it's kind of interesting how I do forget, and that forgetting can lead to me sometimes doing it. But for the most part, it's actually more helpful to just not log it down. At least from my experience so far. I think I'm gonna keep this up into next month, and um, see if see if it's still working. I think in the second month, I'm definitely gonna try to put more of my own will into it though, so that I'm not experiencing so many difficulties. Or yeah, difficulties, I guess, is a good way of putting it, at least from my perspective. Um, oh, there is another reason as to why I kept forgetting. There was definitely a more intrinsic reason as to why I didn't want to, or another reason as to why I didn't want to make a video like this, and it's because I have to share the information that by the end of this month, I'm going to be living alone, which is strange. Uh, but yeah, turns out life is mysterious in the ways it works, and my mom needs to expedite her trip over to the East Coast by the end of this month. So I'm kind of I'm kind of stuck uh, being alone for shit. My friend's gonna move in like next summer, so uh, like half a year pretty much, because I got the rest of fall, if fall is even started. But no, I'll say the rest of fall because the fall semester is here, so I'll just count it as the rest of fall. Um, the rest of fall to get through, the entirety of winter, and another spring before I end up in summer again. So, got like at least 6 months, which is awesome. I have been looking into any forms of job opportunities I can have. I'm not gonna, well, I'll have access to a vehicle, though, admittedly, I don't really want to drive it too much, because the only vehicle I will have access to is this big fuck off truck, which, yeesh. Considering I don't know how to drive now, I'm gonna be trying to expedite my process into getting a driver's license very quickly. I want to be very careful with that thing, and I'd prefer to get something that's more from home so that I can mitigate having to use it. Plus, gas is fucking expensive since it's a diesel guzzler. It's gonna it's gonna be pretty damn expensive. So I do want to get a remote job because it's just gonna cut down on a lot of costs. Um, there's a lot of stuff I have to do, and because of this unexpected little uh, thing, I am I'm nervous. I'm really nervous. I there's no ifs, ands, or buts about the fact that I gotta find some way to make money. So just outright gotta figure that out. Um, if I really have to, I will see if I can find anything that's in person and just get used to driving it, because what else am I gonna do? But yeah, it's just a bunch of compounding things. It's not so much that I'm worried about living alone. It's more that I'm worried about all of the things that come with living alone. I don't think I'll be lonely. If anything, I I'm perfectly fine with sitting alone in a house all day. I don't actually mind that much. It's nice to go out with my friends every once in a while, but I also find a lot of solace in just being on my own. And it's the downsides that worry me, the ones that I have to actually compensate for. And it's compensate in ways that I just haven't developed the skills for. I talked about how I wanted to get better at cooking, at least, or just having better dieting. This is going to force me to do that, which is great. That's a skill I needed, and I've been slowly developing. Not anything crazy, but still slowly developing over time. So it's gonna, there's a little more to what I can do there, but but still, that doesn't account for any of the other things. Again, I don't know how to drive. Well, no, I know how to drive. I just can't legally drive. Um, and I'm gonna have to find some form of employment, which is gonna be pretty tough, I think. I am not totally sure how easy that's gonna be. Definitely definitely gonna be difficult, I think, because I spent, I think, around 2 years doing fucking nothing. So before I even started to actually end up doing something, so bit of a problem there. But whatever the case, I'm just gonna have to fucking just kind of trudge through it. Um, and if I can make any connection, call on any connections I have, or make any connections that could potentially get me somewhere, because that's kind of the only way I can really get anything done if worst comes to worst. I really didn't want to have to continue confronting that. It's one of those things that I would have preferred to just kick down the road until the inevitable end, but the sooner I confront it, the easier thinking about it, planning, and just doing everything will be. So I just had to go through with it. Uh, yeah, I'm really nervous. I'm gonna, alongside schooling, I'm gonna just take a lot of time to try and find alternate ways to, not alternate ways, just ways to get the worries for the future out of the way and secure something for the now that can be very helpful. Um, Hopefully, running into next week, my my sleep schedule is relatively consistent and I can just kind of churn it out really easily. I'm not counting on the workout goal being fulfilled very well at all, but I think if I really stick with it, the sleep stuff will be perfectly fine and I won't have to worry at all. It should be a little easier now too because I'm having school, and if I try to dedicate myself a lot more to school, hopefully that uses up a lot of energy and just allows me to more consistently follow that schedule. I know working out would definitely be another contributor to that, but I don't know. For whatever reason, I'm finding it very difficult to start uh, to start that. So I guess we'll see where I am in the future. Other than that, I'll see myself next time. Okay, that didn't happen. I forgot, there was one more thing that was adding to a lot of the stress that I was feeling that happened today, and that was the rearing of a mechanical issue in the laptop I'm currently filming it on. Uh, Filming this video on. I almost forgot about it because I was talking about other things, but I knew it would pop up, and when the touchpad didn't click the video, it just kind of popped into my mind. I think about a year ago, my fan on this laptop started experiencing some malfunctions. My first thought was that I gotta replace it, so I looked to see if I could find the parts anywhere. I couldn't, at least not from a reputable vendor anyway. And I just, yeah. I tried doing, I tried this oiling up the fans because that was a red solution to me, so I decided to do that. It seemingly didn't fix the issue at the time, so, and I decided to take it to a repairman. The issue just fixed itself, which, hmm. And, you know, fast forward quite a bit of time, it pops up again. I try the oil thing. This time I apply a lot more oil to see if that helps. And well, this is same day, so I don't know if it actually did anything. While I was testing it, when I'm coming here to make the video, it didn't make too much of a noise, but I could hear that persistent little scratching that was in the fan, which, uh, one, the sound is irritating, and two, it kind of inspires a form of paranoia in me that is a bit crazy, especially since other people have had this problem, and it seems like the fan has some form of malfunction with it, and that malfunction can, in fact, be rather deadly for computers, especially when it's incredibly hot, which Yeah, it's the desert during fucking summer. Usually, our heat periods trail off into the fall as well. So, it's kind of yeah, it's obviously going to if that breaks, this whole computer's effectively out of commission and I'd be better off just donating it to a fucking uh electronic recycling plant or I don't know, figuring out a way to rig up like a water cooling system or some shit. But that's a bit outside of my outside of my purview. I'm as much as I'm interested in electrical engineering and computers and shit like that. Right now, I just don't have the skill set for that, and I know how fragile these fucking things can be. So we're not gonna do that, especially since I don't have the fucking money to do that. It'd be a whole nother story if I had the disposable income to just start fucking around with it and seeing what I can get away with. But I don't. So what I I'm just kind of lost. Um, I did say I would wait a week after oiling to see if the thing fades away, and this is more just something I'm gonna have to do regularly as it appears. But if it doesn't dissipate after a week, I'm gonna have to get a new fucking computer, which I don't know if you've been keeping up with the news at all, which you fucking shouldn't have to, considering how apocalyptic this seems to be. But RAM prices are pretty fucking absurd, which means that computers are going to be costing a lot more just because of that. It's it sucks, but there's not really anything I can do about it. I just have to fucking deal, I guess. Um, but yeah, that's the only other thing that's really been weighing on my mind. That's the thing that's been stressing me out the most today. So, I mean, I hope it fixes itself, but it's the computer. For a little more context, I think is around 4 years old by this point, and if you can tell, I use it really consistently. So it is going to age a lot faster than the average laptop because I just use it really consistently, and so it's going to sustain that damage a lot more frequently. And I might be mixing up the times as well. It might not have been a year ago. It might have actually been sooner than a year ago, which, if that's the case, that's actually really scary because that means as many times as I apply oil, it's likely just going to keep breaking down faster and faster and faster. So, uh, I'm just kind of, it kind of feels like I'm screwed in all honesty. I don't think, I don't, I think this fella has served me well and is starting to reach the end of its lifespan. Unfortunate, but it is the way it goes. I guess I should have predicted this because I also run some pretty intensive things on it sometimes. So naturally, it's hotter, and so the fans have to work harder, which then means that, well, of course, the fans are going to end up breaking faster because since this is sometimes pushed to its limit quite a bit, it just ends up bop, bop, bop. That was more so for me being foolish at the time, which accelerated it. I was a lot more careful. Hell, I still am a lot more careful. But I think my mistakes then are starting to show their ugly head now. And it's starting to it's starting to break down a lot faster. So it really might just be time to get a replacement, which is just unfortunate. Makes me damn sad, that's for sure. But Anywho, let me stop rambling and let me finish up this video, take care of my dogs, head to bed, and try to wake up in time to do some chores, uh, get all that shit done, and then schoolwork. Yeah, because tomorrow is the starting day for the next semester. Which, fun fact, I'm pretty sure this teacher is also the same one from my anthropology class, the one that I failed because I didn't do my final. So, mm. And I'm doing two classes taught by her, so mm, let's leave a better impression this time. Uh, and the other two classes, one of them doesn't have an online segment for this semester, so not doing that. And the other one, I'm in the 11th spot for the fucking waiting list, so I'm not likely to get into that at all. So, yeah, I project I'm gonna have two classes with a small potentiality that I'll have three instead of the four that I predicted. I'm gonna have to schedule quite a few. Um, I'm gonna have to schedule quite a few classes for either the semester after the next one or a couple semesters because I'm definitely not graduating this year. If I can find a job, then at the very least that'll keep me over and I can start saving for future colleges and the like. So that'll be great. But I'm just trying to get this over with. Try not to look too far into the future and instead just focus on today. Anywho, now that I'm truly done with my tangents, I will see myself next time.